Most people don't realize this, but the nuts they're eating every single day could be the very reason they wake up stiff in the morning, or why their knees and hips ache when they climb the stairs. These nuts are like adding fuel to a fire. They drive inflammation. And when you already have arthritis, when you already have that chronic joint pain that comes with age, you don't need more fuel. You need relief, but the wrong nuts keep your body in a constant inflammatory state. That's why you take the pain pills, and yet the pain keeps coming back. Because it's not just about age. It's about what you're feeding your body day after day, thinking it's healthy. And if you can remove that source of inflammation, suddenly the body has a chance to calm down, to repair, and to actually start feeling better. That's the hidden connection most seniors are never told about. Here's what most people miss. Your body needs the right ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fats. Omega-3s calm inflammation, protect your brain, keep your heart healthy. But certain nuts are overloaded with omega-6, and when that balance is thrown off, it's like turning your body into an inflammation factory. Instead of protecting your heart, you're clogging up your arteries. Instead of sharpening your memory, you're feeding brain fog and forgetfulness. And this isn't something you feel right away. It builds silently year after year. That's why so many seniors end up with high blood pressure, stiff arteries, and cognitive decline even though they thought they were eating healthy snacks. The truth is, it's not just what you eat, it's the balance. And too much omega-6 is silently wrecking that balance. What almost nobody talks about is the hidden mold problem in certain nuts. These nuts can carry something called mycotoxins, tiny, invisible poisons that don't change the taste, don't change the look, but silently stress your liver every time you eat them. And when your liver is under attack, your energy drops, your digestion slows down, and your immune system weakens. Seniors especially feel this because the liver is already working overtime to process medications, toxins, and years of wear and tear. So, when you add mold-contaminated nuts into the mix, it's like pouring more weight onto an already overworked system. You may feel tired after eating, or notice more bloating, or even struggle with brain fog, and you never trace it back to that healthy handful of nuts. But that's the hidden danger. It's not the nut itself. It's what's growing on it that slowly undermines your health. Here's the trap a lot of people fall into. They grab a handful of nuts, thinking it's a light snack, but those particular nuts are packed with calories and almost no real nutrients. So what happens? Your blood sugar spikes, your insulin shoots up, and instead of giving you steady fuel, you crash and feel even hungrier later. Over time, this constant spike and crash cycle forces your body to store more fat right around the midsection. And seniors feel this the most because metabolism naturally slows with age. You think you're making a smart choice, but what you're really doing is feeding insulin resistance, the very thing that leads to belly fat, prediabetes, and type 2 diabetes. And the most frustrating part is that you don't even know it's happening. You just keep eating those nuts, gaining weight, losing energy, and blaming it on getting older. When in reality, it's that wrong snack working against you. And this is where it gets even more concerning, because most seniors aren't eating these harmful nuts once in a while, they're eating them every single day. A handful with breakfast, a snack in the afternoon, maybe sprinkled on a salad at night, day after day, week after week, year after year. And because everyone says, oh, nuts are heart healthy, you never question it, but what's really happening? You're layering inflammation on top of inflammation, spiking blood sugar again and again, and quietly speeding up the aging process. The joints get stiffer, the arteries get harder, the memory gets foggier, and all the while you're convinced you're doing something good for your body. That's the trap. The very food you believe is protecting you is actually accelerating decline. And unless you know which nuts are the problem, you'll keep eating them, keep fueling that slow breakdown, and never connect the dots. But here's the shift. When you move away from the wrong nuts and start eating the right ones, everything changes. These super nuts are not empty calories, they're loaded with real nutrition, magnesium to relax your muscles and calm your nerves, selenium to boost your thyroid and sharpen your immune system, zinc to help you repair tissue, build strength, and even protect your vision as you age. These are minerals your body desperately needs, especially as you get older, because absorption naturally slows down. And when you finally give your body these powerful nutrients in the right form, you notice the difference. Your energy comes back, your bones feel stronger, your brain feels clearer. It's like switching from junk fuel to premium fuel. Suddenly, the engine starts running the way it's supposed to. That's the hidden power of these nutrient-dense nuts most people overlook. What really makes these super nuts stand out is the quality of their fats. These aren't the inflammatory oils that damage your arteries. They're the healthy fats your body actually thrives on. They slow down the release of sugar into your bloodstream, which means no more roller coaster highs and lows. Your brain finally gets a steady supply of fuel, so you stay sharp, focused, and alert instead of crashing mid-afternoon. And when your blood sugar is stable, your cravings calm down. You're not constantly hunting for the next snack. Seniors especially benefit from this because stable blood sugar is the key to avoiding fatigue, dizziness, and that dangerous progression toward diabetes. These good fats also feed your brain cells directly, supporting memory and mood. It's like flipping a switch. Suddenly your energy is steady, your thinking is clear, and you feel like your body is working with you instead of against you. And here's where it gets even more powerful. These super nuts don't just fuel your body, they actively fight inflammation. They deliver compounds that calm down that chronic fire burning inside your joints, in your arteries, even in your brain. Instead of stiffness and swelling, you start noticing more mobility. Instead of your blood pressure creeping higher and higher, it begins to normalize. Instead of silently building plaque in your arteries, you're actually protecting your heart, and when inflammation comes down, your entire body breathes a sigh of relief. Your skin looks healthier, your mind feels clearer, and your risk of heart disease drops dramatically. This is why the right nuts are not just a snack, they're like natural medicine. They don't just fill you up, they literally change the chemistry of your body in a way that helps you age with strength and resilience. And the amazing thing is, it doesn't take years to see the change. When you swap out the bad nuts for the right ones, your body starts responding almost immediately. The constant bloating begins to ease, the afternoon crashes start to disappear, and your joints feel just a little looser, a little less stiff. Over time, that small shift compounds into something big. Your liver gets a break, your blood sugar steadies out, and your brain feels like it's waking up again. This is how you can actually reverse years of silent damage, not by adding more pills, not by chasing another quick fix, but by simply changing what you put in your hand when you reach for a snack. That one decision, repeated over and over, rewires your health in a way most people never experience, because they never make the switch. It's proof that your body wants to heal. It just needs the right fuel. The truth is, the choices you make with food, especially something as simple as the nuts you eat, can completely change the trajectory of your life. Think about it. Every single bite you take is either pulling you toward health or pushing you toward disease. There's really no neutral, and the mistake so many people make is thinking that aging is the same thing as declining. It's not. Aging is inevitable, decline is optional, and the wrong nuts, the ones most seniors are eating every day without question, are accelerating that decline. They're quietly fueling inflammation, damaging your arteries, fogging up your brain, and pushing your blood sugar out of balance. Over time, that adds up to more medications, more doctor visits, less mobility, and less independence. That's not just aging, that's a slow breakdown fueled by the wrong fuel. But here's the other side of it. The right nuts can do the exact opposite. They become your ally. They become the raw materials your body uses to repair, to rebuild, to protect itself. Think about how powerful that is. Instead of working against your body, you're working with it. Instead of inflaming your joints, you're calming them down. Instead of thickening your arteries, you're keeping them flexible and open. Instead of feeding insulin resistance, you're stabilizing blood sugar and protecting your metabolism. That means more energy, sharper memory, stronger muscles, and a heart that keeps working for you. It's the difference between feeling trapped in a body that's breaking down versus feeling free in a body that's still strong, still capable, still alive with energy. Now, imagine yourself 10 years from now. If you keep eating the wrong nuts, where does that lead? More pain, more stiffness, more prescriptions lined up on the counter. A slow fade in energy, in memory, in strength. You start withdrawing from the things you love, walking less, traveling less, saying no more often because your body just can't keep up. That's the path of decline, but now picture the other path. You swap the harmful nuts for the super nuts, and your body starts to shift. You wake up with more clarity, you move with less pain, you walk into your doctor's office and hear, wow, your numbers look better. And instead of feeling limited by age, you feel empowered by it, because you've made choices that keep you thriving. That's not wishful thinking, that's biology responding to the right fuel, and this is the part most people underestimate, the compounding effect. One handful of bad nuts doesn't destroy your health overnight, and one handful of good nuts doesn't save it overnight. But when you repeat that choice, day after day, week after week, month after month, you're literally programming your future. Food is information. Every bite tells your body what to do, either to heal, to repair, to strengthen, or to inflame, to weaken, to break down. And because nuts are something people eat often, sometimes daily, they carry more influence than you think. You're not just choosing a snack. You're choosing whether your body trends toward vitality or toward disease. Seniors especially need to hear this because the body naturally slows down with age. The metabolism isn't as fast, the cells don't repair as easily, the immune system isn't as sharp. So, the margin for error is smaller. You can't afford to flood your body with inflammatory oils or mold toxins or nutrient-empty calories. Every choice matters more, and that's why choosing the right nuts is such a powerful move. It's simple, it's accessible, and it delivers results that ripple across your entire body. When you think about aging well, it's not about living longer just for the sake of years. It's about the quality of those years. Do you want the last 10, 20, even 30 years of your life to be filled with vitality, independence, and joy? Or weighed down with pain, fatigue, and dependence on others? The wrong nuts push you toward one path, the right nuts push you toward the other, and it's not just about joints and blood sugar. It's about freedom. Freedom to travel, to play with your grandkids, to stay mentally sharp, to live life on your terms instead of being trapped by your health. And I want you to really think about this. And the Vitome isn't always about you some stop MAS moves, SIVE overhaul. It's about small, consistent changes that build momentum. Swapping bad nuts for good ones is a small step, but it creates massive ripple effects. It lowers inflammation, which lowers pain, which gives you the energy to move more, which improves your heart and brain, which improves your mood, which makes you more active socially, which actually extends your life. That's the cascade effect of one simple choice. Now, some people will hear this and think, come on, it's just nuts. How much of a difference can it really make? But let me ask you, If you're eating them every day, isn't that worth looking at? Isn't it worth making sure that what you're putting in your body day after day is actually supporting you instead of breaking you down? Because those little daily choices, they add up far more than the occasional big ones. And here's the thing, this isn't theory. We know from research that the right fats, the right minerals, the right nutrients directly influence aging, metabolism, and disease risk. The science is there, the only question is whether you'll use it. So the real takeaway is this: you have far more control over how you age than you've been told. You're not just a victim of time. You're not just doomed to decline because of a number on your birthday cake. Your body is constantly rebuilding itself, cells, tissues, even your brain, and what you feed it determines how well it rebuilds. The wrong nuts feed decline, the right nuts feed life, and the choice is in your hands, not next year, not someday, today. Every snack, every meal, every bite is a chance to move toward health or away from it. And if you're sitting there wondering whether it's too late, whether the damage is already done, let me remind you, your body wants to heal. That's its natural state. The moment you remove the toxic inputs and replace them with nutrient-rich, healing foods, your body begins to shift. You've seen it before. You change your diet, and suddenly your energy lifts, your skin clears, your mood improves. That's the power of nutrition, and the same thing happens when you choose the right nuts. It might feel small, but over time, it can completely transform the way you age. So don't underestimate the impact. The nuts you eat every day could be slowly destroying your health or quietly saving your life. And the difference between those two outcomes comes down to a choice that's right in front of you. Every time you reach into that bag, every time you put food in your mouth. That's how powerful this is. So here's the bottom line: you don't have to accept decline as a normal part of aging. You don't have to live with stiffness, fatigue, brain fog, or constant doctor visits as if it's your destiny. The truth is, so much of how you age comes down to the small, daily choices you make, and something as simple as swapping out the wrong nuts for the right ones can be the turning point. It's not complicated, it's not expensive, but it is powerful, because food is information, and every bite is telling your body to either break down faster or build back stronger. The question is, what message are you sending your body? Because the choice is in your hands, and the results will follow you into every single year of your future. Choose wisely, and you'll not only add years to your life, you'll add life to your years.